Sorry. I tried to put the gate up. Hello, everyone. It's Junie checking back in with all of you. I know nobody's on yet. I didn't told everyone that I was going to be going live and looking at Suzanne Simpson's Astrology, and just going over some of her mapping. Hopefully we can get the mapping done tonight. But I'm still new at this and I'm still learning. Hi, the real Gemini. How are you, baby girl? My soul family. Hey, Jackson Knowledge. Virgo Dings, how are you? Good to see you. Hopefully we'll get this done. As you guys know, I'm still learning, so I'm super slow at this, but I have gone ahead and mapped out already some areas for her on the astrology. And this is another crime where this man drove everywhere, right? So let me just see if I can find his timeline. This man, so he's arrested for murder, the husband. And just look up Brad Simpson's timeline. And this man bought bug spray. Okay, so the neighbors hear them having a altercation, a fight, out in the back of the house, or on the side of the house, and the neighbor doesn't think anything of it, but he hears 3 screams out near the woods. Then he sees, Brad, the husband, get in his truck and take off. So I'm doing a chart for that time, and I'm doing a chart for the next morning when he goes to, Home Depot, because my man bought some really suspicious shit at Home Depot. I mean, it's like a killer's freaking grocery list or something, you know what I mean? Like bleach, trash bags, cement. I mean, hey, Aggie, if you're buying cement and your wife is missing, bleach, trash bags, bug spray, he bought all kinds of stuff. So here's his timeline. October the 6th, and that's him. That's good old Brad, the husband, right? So let me see if I can get that to go away. I'm having the worst technical difficulties today with my phone and everything and computer because it's Mercury retrograde. It's bad. Okay. So my man, they go to a party, which I have that mapped out, on October the 6th, right? Then Brad Simpson, he claims that his wife lost her cell phone while at a local HEB. I'm not really sure what that is. Leaving the party, Suzanne Simpson is seen at a local HEB with her young daughter. After leaving HEB at 9:15 p.m., Suzanne Simpson called a family friend and went to their house around 9:16 p.m. She also called her mother to say that Brad Simpson had just assaulted her. Authorities later learned that Suzanne Simpson's cell phone was suspended at the request of the subscriber at 9:16 p.m. So he turns off her cell phone so she can't talk to anyone, is what I'm thinking. October the 6th, contradicting that Brad said that she lost her cell phone at the HEB, but, the notification is saying that he turned off the cell phone at the house. So that was a lie about saying that the cell phone was turned off, that she lost her cell phone. So a neighbor told police that between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. he heard an argument outside his bedroom window that became louder and seemed closer to his window. When the neighbor looked out his window, he saw that Simpson's in a physical altercation. An arrest warrant affidavit stated, and he said Suzanne Clark Simpson was trying to get away from Brad Simpson as he tried to pull her down. It appeared Brad Simpson was clearly attempting to keep Miss Simpson from running away. That's what the neighbors told the authorities. So The neighbor told the authorities that he saw the couple heading westbound. The neighbor went outside to investigate. A short time later, the neighbor heard 2 or 3 screams from the brushy area. So when you look at their house here, this is what I'm thinking he's talking about, is this bushy area here. This is not just some bushy area. This is a whole freaking wilderness. Like, look at that. So here's her house right here. This has to be the I'm not exactly sure which neighbor they're talking about, but the way that, like, it's describing it, I think it's one of these neighbors here, you know, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me. So he hears screaming from maybe in here, but, you know, look how big the woods is across the street from their house. It's freaking huge. Look at that. That's an area that they were checking. So she could, you know, definitely be inside this bubble here. So, yeah, it's terrible. And, you know, they have kids, and her daughter, unlike, you know, this case shows up as twinning on the astrology. Why do I feel like I'm yelling? So I honestly feel like, you know, this can also tell me that this happened outside in the air. The 7th degree here tells me that it's a relationship issue because the 7th degree rules Libra. The fact that her planet is sitting in Libra tells me that we're probably dealing with a relationship issue, right? Matter of fact, let me just pull a couple of cards here. Let's pull. I got this new deck, guys. We haven't used it yet, I don't think, together. This deck here, a crime deck. Caution crime scene tarot deck. I have a feeling to look for a heart in the woods in a little clearing. Okay, Gemini. Gotta trust our Geminis. Our Geminis, our Virgos, our Aries. All signs have the capability of having gifts. And this is a safe place for you guys to share your gifts. So I am thankful that Suzanne's daughter is sticking up for her, unlike, you know, unlike Suzanne Morphew. I really feel like this case is twinning Suzanne Morphew in some way. But at least this child here is sticking up for her mom. It seems to be that she's like, yeah, like she's saying that my parents had a physical altercation the night of this October the 6th. So it's October the 7th that they catches, and now catch this, the CCT footage catches her husband driving around with like an ice chest in the back of his truck. He's got a black truck with a pickup truck, right? He's seen driving around with an ice chest in the back, a firewood holder on top of a blue tarp, holding the blue tarp down, 3 trash bags, 3 bulky trash bags, and then he gets the receipt from, you know, Home Depot, and he's buying bleach, he's buying more trash bags, he's buying bug spray, and he's buying cement. So yeah, thank God hey, Beach Bum, it's good to see you. Yeah, they're not smart. Cameras everywhere. It's crazy, right? All right, let's just see what we get for the crime deck. And, you know, I do have on this other chart that I pulled a huge opposition between Suzanne and Bradley, because this is his name, asteroid Bradley, and it's opposed Algol, Uranus here, and Algol is the demon star that means strangulation, head injuries, things like that. So, yeah, but I also had a name placement that came up here that made an opposition to her as well. Daisy, can you please lay down? You just got into the trash can again. I think my pets are like Bonnie and Clyde. Let me just show you this opposition real quick before I pull a card. Let's see. Yeah, here. So I couldn't find, I mean, I couldn't find the same Suzanne, but on this chart here, do you see how it says Lake and Suzanne, and it's opposed Bradley? Do you see that? And how all of these how all of these planets, Algol is, and this is in the house of sorrows and endings. Taurus rules the face, the ear, the neck, your voice. And it's in the house of sorrow, endings, your self-undoing, your self-unfolding. And we have Algol, who is the demon star, who rules strangulation and chaos, and someone actually losing their head, okay? And then we have the planet Uranus, which rules accidents and shocking events. And then right there, I have her little asteroid, Suzanne, at 28 degrees. So right there, that's telling. And the fact that this rules the killer. Now, usually if you see Jupiter in the first house, I'm always like, oh, Jupiter's luck, right? In the first house, you think Jupiter's lucky. But it's not so much lucky when Jupiter is ruling the open enemy to our victim, right? So usually if you see Jupiter in the first, you kind of get this like little, I don't know what it is. Like you get this like little flutter in your heart that the victim might be alive, especially if it's sitting in the first house. But you don't get that feeling when Sagittarius is over here, because then you know that that's ruling the open enemy on the DC line. So that means that her open enemy is in front of her face, in her space, right? So lots of planets can show up in the first house. Lots of name placements can show up in the first house. And, you know, you pay attention to it, but it's more important when it's the open enemy. The open enemy shows up in the first house. That's when you kind of are like, eek, right? And for like elements of where a body could be, I have a lot of water, I have a lot of earth, and I have a lot of air. So, and anger and rage, and the moon is in fire. So, I mean, I have a mixture of earth and air and water, which makes me, yeah, I hope Texas does put them away. I really hope so, Beach Bum. It's good to see you. So, yeah, I wanted to point that out as well. All right, let me finish shuffling and see what we get for our new crime deck. I just want to give it a test drive. See what we get. I know you guys want to see the cards. Spontaneous behavior or mental illness contributed to this crime. And look, there's a house and a woman running. And that's basically what the neighbors said they saw, was outside of their house. They heard an argument. So maybe the husband lost his, and that's basically Algol too. It's someone having it's like someone having like a complete meltdown, right? Like someone loses their head. Whoops. Whoa, I just dropped all the cards. Hold on. I always do that. A closer observation of the victim's living space may provide clues. Interesting, because they did find more evidence at the home, including that her cell phone was at the home. So that's an interesting card too. And I mean, if you Google their house is beautiful. It reminds me of Susan Morphew, because like their house was beautiful too. And it has like this layer of money and all this stuff going on, right? Kids involved. Thank you, The Real Gemini. I appreciate it. He chased her down like a control freak. Yeah. Yes. Yes, The Real Gemini. Jesus bless and heal their hearts. Yes. Yes, I'm so happy you're here, Beach Bum. Okay. All right, so these cards are: the perpetrator has behavior patterns like a serial killer. Oof. I think there is something really wrong with this husband, and he worked in the area, which is crazy because look, he does, like her, I think they work together. I'm not exactly sure, but like here is their work. It's right down the street. So to get that card that says the killer works in the area, this is their realtor company. So it's not that far from their home. Not far at all. So you can kind of see just how close they are. So it's right on that line. So my mile markers, I chose a couple. And don't forget, if you want to learn how to do mapping and criminal astrology, I lost the cover to my book, but you know, Kirsty McIntosh, this is her book. I have written all over it. I have all my notes all over it. But you know, criminal astrology, understanding the crime. I have by Kirsty McIntosh. She teaches us how to do this on her channel too. Okay. All right, so I have a lot of planets to map out, and I did map out, so when the neighbor heard the scream, that is this map here, beginning here, and then the next morning, when he's seen at the Home Depot, is this map up here that I started working on. So here is his ass driving to the Home Depot. He also drives to a frickin', waste, like a trash dump, or I'm not really sure what it is, but some type of like trash place. So I started mapping that out as well. So this is near the trash place here. And I want to see that when we start doing the night before at 10 p.m., when the neighbors report the screams, if any of these lines are going to interconnect. Now I have to finish doing 223 degrees, 43 degrees, and 318 degrees. Are you guys ready to start mapping? I think we all kind of have an idea of what's happening. Oh, I did pull some Sabian symbols too. Sabian symbol for her planet, Mercury, ends up in Libra at 19/18th degree. And it means it's a Sabian symbol for criminals, that people are working together and two criminals are hiding out. Now, a friend of his, you know, there's some type of participation, a collective, and these are two criminals. There's a trunk here that's got something hidden, right? And they're hiding with their treasure. So I feel like he hit her and then maybe, I think he hit her and then went back and dealt with her, is what I'm thinking, the night of the crime. The other Sabian symbol, let's see, that I got was to those in the right relationships with life basic requirements are freely giving, trusting in life and relying upon nature. So, and it's a picture of a well. So that's what the Sabian symbols are. The fixed stars, let's see. And the fact that she's showing her planet Mercury lands in Libra, it means, you know, that she's known to him, okay? That they, I would say that they know each other with Libra, that there's a relationship. And it's in the 5th house, so it makes me think of, I mean, it does rule sex. It rules hooking up. It also rules, children. Were they fighting about children? They could have been fighting about children because they have children. So this is her planet Mercury, 19th degree of Libra. So let's just look at the fixed star at 19th degree of Libra. So we're in here. Business, astrology. A lot of astrologers are working on her. Law, lost through friends, deceitful, shameless, prosperity from work, planning, strong desires, a tendency to excess, a fondness for rural pursuits, occultism, fortune, leadership, divine teacher, creative power, ear and eye trouble. So, Specca, that's a very psychic sign. Makes me wonder if one of her friends had like a psychic feeling about her friend. The other fixed star is 7th degrees of Gemini. Let's see what that says. Hold on, my dog's getting into the trash can again. We're gonna have to like start putting all of our trash cans up on the on top of the refrigerator. I don't even know what to do anymore. She's just out of control. Bonnie and Clyde, and the cat helps her. Okay, so we're looking at scandal, violence, disgrace, imprisonment. So the Archangel Michael, the Watcher of the East, who you know, they're protecting you, but at the same time they bring on violence. They're there, you know, for a reason, because there's something violent happening, even though it's an angel. And it's the Eye of the Bull. Wow. So yeah, the angels were watching her because something probably violent was getting ready to go down. Courage, war, mongering, agitation. Currents of fate, fluctuating of emotions, irreversible changes to the rhythm of life, sense of oblivion. Orion's foot. I mean, it sounds like he chased her down, guys, with the way the astrology is making it sound like. All right, so let me go ahead and I did the math and everything. Is everybody doing okay? Was he nasty for a long time? Yeah. I think she knows she was probably scared for years. Aw. She may have been planning to leave the marriage with the younger two. Yeah. He thought she was cheating or she was, yeah, probably, because that 5th house can kind of be like hooking up a little bit. And I think Black Moon Lilith is in there too. Let's see. Where's Black Moon Lilith? I didn't pull her. I think there is like a nemesis here, Black Moon Lilith. I also pulled up, you know, the asteroids that rule physical violence. So Nessus next to her body in Pisces, that could be an attack for someone that's like delusional, someone who believes something, they believe something, and this is in the house of I perceive, and it's affecting someone's physical body. And that also can be, I mean, this could be a father, this could be a husband. Saturn is an authority, but Saturn also rules a person's DNA. So, I mean, he may have believed something, you know, and her part of fortune in Aries, that's violent, out in the open. Violence out in the open is an air sign. Chiron, that's a wound that never heals, and they're right on top of each other. And the fact that I have Algol and Uranus on top of each other, that's not good. These are not good, and that is not good. That is an attack out of nowhere. Like someone snapped and lost their head is how I would look at that, because they were maybe possibly believed a lie or believed a delusion of some sort, and they could be arguing about finances, banking accounts, siblings, children. Gemini rules small children. So yeah. And I do have child in the 8th house of death over here in Capricorn. Yeah, and he's just right here hugging this DC line, which rules the open enemy here. That's not good either, guys. All right, so let's start mapping. Let's start getting some lines in, because, you know, this will take me forever. So this is the chart for when he's seen at the Home Depot. And I think the name of the place is Whataburger or Whataburger or something like that. Right in here. There's a Home Depot, and over here is like a burger place. So I just kind of stuck it in the middle of this parking lot because I think he was seen in this area here. So over here is the burger place, and then this is the Home Depot. So, okay. And let's go ahead and start putting in a line here. All right, my dog literally has the trash dragging all across the floor in the other room. I'm going to have to go deal with it. Hold on. Can you guys hold on 1 second? I'm going to go put the trash up on the countertop. Daisy, what are you doing? Go lay down, honey. Oh my goodness, I have such a mess to clean up. She's a mess. I don't know what to do with her. Ah! Okay, sorry guys. Someone lost a son here, just like you like it. Whataburger, that's what it's called. Her house is down here. So this is in Bourne when he was seen with the freezer. I don't know if it was a freezer in his back of his truck, or if he was seen with an ice chest. So like to me, like I don't know, I'm from Delaware, so like an ice chest to me sounds like a damn like refrigerator, but it could be a cooler, right? I mean, I don't know. This is from Texas, like a big cooler. Okay. So he's seen with a big cooler in the back of his truck, and then he's seen with a trash bags and a blue tarp, something bulky wrapped up in a blue tarp, an ice chest, and then like a fireplace holder holding the blue tarp down. 3 additional trash bags, plus he's buying bug spray, plus he's buying bleach, plus he's buying cement. And then he takes off out of this, I believe, out of this parking lot. So that's why I wanted to just see, you know, where it's at. And her home is down here. Her home from the other chart is from the night before. So I want to see if this is the next day after I believe she's already passed. So this is a chart for him doing all that running around and driving up to the dump. Right here's the dump. So here's the dump that he was seen dropping trash off at. This is where he went in and got a burger, and then this truck was seen with all that stuff in the back of it, and Home Depot, right? And then down here is their house. Does that make sense, guys? I hope that makes sense. So I want to see if these two maps interlock when I start pushing these lines out. I really want to see if these maps connect, because if they connect, then we might have a hot spot, because this map is going to be from 10 p.m. the night before on October the 6th. This map is going to be October the 7th when I think she's already passed. Does that make sense? Are you guys following me so far? I hope I'm making sense. Okay, 223. And then I got to go let the menace to society in, my dog. She's out there barking at the neighbors. Okay, so this is the AC line, which can also rule the victim. So we're at the degree of 223. And I mean, they could be close to these lines. I'm not going to say that it's like 100% like she's directly on this line, but she could be very close, put it that way. There was a guy that murdered his wife, put her in a resealed barrel on his family's property. Yeah, I'm feeling beach bum. That's interesting that you said that, because like I keep getting downloads to, like, they keep mentioning family property or property that I'm curious. I mean, she is a real estate agent, and I'm really curious if she owned property, because I have been getting kind of like, you know, I don't claim to be psychic. I don't think that I'm psychic. My spirits seem to think I have a lot of potential. But, you know, they're always trying to encourage me to use my gifts. But I have been getting just little whispers here and there of property that she owns. So I'm not really sure if that makes any sense or not. I'm curious if she owned any property, and that he, you know, or family property, or just property someone owns. I would not be surprised. Again, this is just, you know, Don't take it as fact. This is just astrology. We're not supposed to take it as fact. But, you know, it's just to help try to get a location. It's amazing. We do find people on these lines all the time. So I find that absolutely amazing. Okay, I got to go running out and get my dog before she breaks down the fence. Go to bed. Okay. All right. Thanks, Aggie. He does have property. Oh, he does. These narcs like to keep control. Yeah. You feel like he was like a narcissist, beach bum? Probably. Like a total narcissist. Astrology's hinting around that he's like got tendencies like a serial killer, and not that he's killed before, but just like a sociopath kind of a vibe is what the cards are kind of hinting around to. And I just feel like he just lost his mind with the astrology. Like he snapped. Something made him snap. I wonder if they have property out in Bourne. So that makes like a little pie right there. Right in this area here. And now they did search this dump yard, but I don't think they found anything. I think they were up here searching for a couple of days in Bourne at this dump yard. And here's a pond here. I was watching Psychic Sleuth. She had a map going too that I was watching. So that's why I wanted to kind of just really give it a good, you know, do it all. Just try. See what I get. Okay, so the DC line is 43 degrees. So let's see what I get for 43 degrees. Sorry, when I'm doing this, I really can't see the chat. Just give me 1 second and I'll check it in a second. I'm really glad you guys are all here. Thanks for being nice to me and, you know, working with me as I learn how to do this. Okay, so the next line is 318. Hey, Sweetly. It's so good to see you. How are you? You were married to one. When they get mad, it's scary. He couldn't control me. He hated that. Yes, like he's a control freak. It's good to see you, Sweetly. I've missed you too. Was Cooler still in his possession, or is it still missing? I don't know. There's just him on that. I'm assuming that it's missing because they've made a statement about it that he had a. Well, they're calling it an ice chest. So again, I don't know what that means. Cooler, mini freezer, and then, you know, I'm assuming that they can't find that because they're making a statement of it in his timeline on the news and stuff. So I'm not 100% sure, but the fact that they're mentioning it makes you think, right? 318. All right, so this is the root of the matter on the day after she's seen getting assaulted and, you know, out in front of the house, near the house. This is the next day. And this is the root of the matter. You guys doing okay? Take care of each other when I'm drawing the lines, okay? Look after one another in the chat because I can't see. This takes me right by the trash heap. Or the trash, whatever this place is. It doesn't look like a trash dump, but it's like a trash station. It takes me right by it. Do you guys hear that? That is literally my dog. She's trying to get to the trash can on top of the countertop. She's so bad. We had chicken wings for dinner, and it's driving her crazy. Yes, we are a magical family. I know, she's a mess. Can you guys hear her in the other room? She's a menace to society. Okay, so here is the night of the scream. So we have a lot of planets. So I just kind of wanted to get, I didn't do all the planets, but I just wanted to kind of get a feel for what his movements were around Bourne, because this is where he drops off his daughter, and then he's seen at the burger place, and here he's seen at the Home Depot. Then he drives to this trash place up here, drops off trash up here. I don't know. It just seems like my man was doing something shady. Okay, guys? Like, he's shady, okay? And what is she doing? Hold on 1 second. Do you guys hear that? Do you hear that? She's digging in something. Hold on. What are you doing? Do you not understand I'm right in the next room? I can hear everything that you're doing. Go upstairs and go to bed. Go to bed. Okay, I just put 2 gates on the stairs to keep her up there. I doubt it's gonna work. She's a mess. She just dug a hole in the couch. Okay. All right. Let me just try to pull the maps like this so you guys can get an idea like this too. I know. She was in there digging in the sofa. Sorry, guys. I don't know how to work my mute button. If I did, I'd mute all this craziness in my house, but we just go raw dog around here because you guys really get to know our family's dysfunction. Okay, so this is on the 7th, his movements of the 7th, and planets that, really could possibly tell us if she's out here on the 7th, where he may have put her remains. This river here any lakes or ponds. I mean, because we have to remember that, you know, that Saturn is still in Pisces. And that is people not having shoes on. And this is the moon line. And that follows me on Route 46. That takes me on a road. Whenever you see a line follow a road like that, I think it's means something. You know, when the planets are mapping out a state highway. Yeah. And that's the moon line, which is the second co-ruler of a person's body. In Deep Hollow Drive, there's all these little lakes around there. Very interesting. So when we start doing her map down here, we'll see if it connects. Because I'll push any lines that come up here, I'm going to push them out to Born, just to see if they connect. I've not really ever done that, but I think it would be interesting to see if they do link up. And if any of the lines cross, then I think we should really pay attention to it, because it's the planets on the October the 7th and the planets on October the 6th. And if they're matching up, I think that's important. That's just my theory. Okay. So let's do her AC line, which is 67 degrees. You guys doing okay? I'm thinking that pal of his is going to turn state's evidence. Oh, yeah. His friend held his AK-47, hid it for him. And he got arrested. I think is he on house arrest or something? His friend, who's another, like, rich realtor in Texas. I'll tell you what, man, Texas, being a realtor in Texas is where it's at. My house is, I think our house is maybe 700 square feet. We downsized and moved back into our rental property. This was our rental property. We rented it out for years, and then we had to move back into it because they trashed it. We've been trying to fix it up. But, like, it is the tiniest house, but it's a perfect little house for people who are just starting, you know? But, like, I was looking at the houses in the neighborhood where Suzanne is from, and I'm like, my goodness, it really does remind me of Susan Morphew. And, you know, you look in and you see that big house, and you think, you know, they seem like they have everything, but obviously they don't, right? I mean, that's just it. Same thing with Sebastian Rogers' house. You look at Sebastian Rogers' house and you think, oh my God, what a perfect, happy family. Like, you know, the house looks immaculate and clean, and it's you know, it's not dilapidated where you would think that an abused child would be, or a child that's not happy. Not that I'm saying that Sebastian is unhappy or whatever. We don't even know if Sebastian is technically a victim or not. But, you know, there's just a lot of suspicion surrounding his disappearance. Okay. So my line that rules our victim is going right to the damn woods. How about that? Oh, you guys can't see it. I'm over here by the woods. The line that rules the victim, just starting out on this chart, is taking me right to the damn woods. Now, I know that they've already searched these woods, but it wouldn't hurt to check them again, because they seem very thick to me. I gotta start it again. And that takes us right to the damn party. Oh my God. Astrology is amazing. How in the hell does it map it like that, guys? That is mind-blowing. So the line that rules the victim takes me straight over into these damn woods and right to the party that they were at. That's crazy. Look at that. This is where the party was. There were the Argyle, they went here. This is where they were seen having a fight that night at the party. And this is the line that rules the victim. So, I mean, the astrology is already starting to map out the events that happened to her that night. That's amazing. Did they search the area they walk to because they should look where someone can fling a body over the side of the hill where there's no walking trails or road? Yeah, that's a good idea. Anything after Argyle. Yeah, I mean, the line takes me right past there. I'm going to push it out just to be safe, but that's crazy. I didn't expect that, guys. It's just, you know, it just validates that people don't think that the universe is watching you, but I'm sorry. I think the universe is watching us because that's where she was at the party. Hey, honey. Daisy was freaking out, so I put 2 gates up. Yeah, she got into everything. And she tried to dig into the couch. She went crazy. It was like as soon as I turned on my computer in the other room, maybe she thought I wasn't home. She went wild. Okay. So let's do the DC line, which can rule an open enemy to our victim. Do you guys like the map better like this, or do you like it when I have it like with all the greenery? Like, do you guys like it with the hybrid like this? Or do you guys like it like that? Or do you guys like it like this? Which way do you like it? The earth screams out, okay? The satellite one with all the trees and stuff, or do you like it like this? Or do you want the satellite? The real? Okay. This one's better for you guys? Because then you can see like the houses and the ponds and stuff. Okay. All right, so now we're going to 247 degrees. There's woods by the party place too, guys. I just realized that. Look at that. Do you see that? How her line goes right. There's woods there too. All behind here. Look at all that. All the trees and stuff. That's interesting. Probably if when I fix the line, it will go right to the party place, but my line separated here, but I can fix that later. I just really want to get, you know, the basics in, and then I can clean it up later. All right, 247. The line that rules our open enemy. Sorry, guys, gotta get just right. Okay. And the root of the matter is 110 degrees. So let's go back, 110 degrees. Thank God he didn't have one of those covers over the bed of the truck. I hope they are enhancing images. Yeah, I hope people send in, like, if they see his truck on surveillance, I really hope that they send it in. I mean, because they seem to track a lot of his movements. But still, he's another one that drove all over the place. So she really could be in she could be in a few locations. There could be evidence in a few locations. When they drive all over the place, it makes the astrology a little crazy too. But that's why I got 2 maps going. But I'm gonna do my best to try to track her. Okay, so this is the root of the matter, the IC. Takes me to another wooded area as well. There's trees in here too. Okay, let's do Saturn and the moon. So Saturn is 333 degrees. Saturn's important to me because it does rule DNA, it rules hair, it rules skin, and it rules your teeth and your skeletal remains. So, and the moon can also be a second indicator of a body. Then we'll do Mercury, Jupiter, because Jupiter is ruling our enemy, Mercury is ruling our victim. Again, Saturn is in what house was Saturn in? Saturn was in the 10th house of Pisces. So this is the little thing that I use. So the 10th house is south direction, and Pisces was north by west. So I have south direction, north by west for the house that it's sitting in. And I still just do not like Nessus there. That is an attack. That's a physical attack. For sure. On her body. Okay, so 333. I'm telling you, we will see a heart or a shape on the earth where she is promised. Okay. Do you see a heart anywhere, Gemini? Okay, let me pull it back out. You mean like the landscape is going to make a shape of a heart? Is that what you mean? Is this a river here? It kind of looks like a river over there. That looks like a river. I'm not sure, though. All over, yes. Okay. We'll keep an eye out for it. Let me know if you see one, okay? Oh, wait. How far? Okay, I need to push her IC line out to this 20 miles. So my mile markers were 2.0, 2 miles out to 20 miles out. I did another mile marker too. I can't remember which one I did, though. I think 7 and 7 miles out. Yeah, 7 mile. I did 7 miles out, and then I did 20 miles out, and then I did 2.0 miles out. Or a lake that looks like a heart, you mean, Gemini? Okay. All right, let's finish the root of the matter. Okay, and then 333 for Saturn, and then we'll do the moon, and then I'm probably gonna have to break this down in like a couple of phases. So this is shooting out directly from over top of her house. There you go. All right, I'm going to take Saturn up to Born because I think these are the lines that are going to connect. And that's what I was kind of hoping for, is that I'd see lines that go up to Born, and I think that's what's happening here. I mean, this is like a really big map for me, but I'm going to try to do it. This is a direction where definitely physical remains could be. Like it's hair, skin, teeth, nails, anything that's got blood on it would be in this direction here. Yep, and it's going to take me right up to where he was the next day, which is amazing. So we're going to follow that all the way up, okay, guys? I'm going to push it. We're going to push it out. How about that? Tell me that astrology isn't watching us down here and knows what the hell's going on. It has to. It has to be watching us somehow, the planets. This is what rules a physical body. And it's taking us right to where he was at the next day. That's crazy. I'm going to push it out to the trash place. That's crazy, guys. It takes me right to the freaking trash place. It takes me to the trash place. Oh, I got chills. That's crazy. Okay, so it matches up with a mile marker. Let's take a, zoom in on this and really take a better look to see where these lines match. All right, so her line that rules DNA, basically physical body, connects these two maps from separate days. So like right here where they cross, I find that very interesting. I don't know if you guys can see that. Where they're crossing. And then in here, they meet up. That's, to me, that's just interesting. It's pretty amazing. Here, they match up as well. Very interesting. I wonder what the moon is going to match up as. Because the moon is 241. Pluto, which rules death, is 299. Oh, that's interesting. That's pretty crazy, guys, how they match up like that. It can't be a coincidence. Looking for a heart shape, like Gemini said. This area here is interesting because the lines cross. And it's a DNA line, so I mean it's an important one. All the lines are important, but there are some lines that are more important than others. But I still like try to map as much as I can because I'm always afraid I'm going to miss something. Okay, so we'll do Pluto and the moon, and then we'll finish up the rest tomorrow night. So Pluto is 299 degrees. Everybody doing okay? Which park where? Which one, honey? The park across the street from her house? Synchronicities, yeah. It is divine intervention. Yes, I believe so. Sweetly, absolutely. Okay. All right, so Pluto and then the moon. 299 is Pluto. Just making a little pie here with Saturn. I mean, I'm pushing it out because he did travel. I mean, guys, he was driving all over the place, you know? So I am pushing the lines out, like to major highways and things like that, because you just never know. Okay, so that is Pluto. Let me mark this so I don't forget. And this line up here is Saturn. Okay, and then the moon is 241. Yeah, he was trying to be deceptive, doing all that ping pong. And I agree. Yeah, I don't believe in coincidences. No such thing as coincidence, really. Yeah, I agree. Especially when it comes to these planets and mapping them out. Like, it just blows my mind. 241. And this is another second indication of where a body can be, and it's taking me right to Bourne. It's taking me right to where he was driving all around, guys. That is crazy. Wait a second, I just lost this line. Let me delete it. Hold on. The moon is 241. Well, then that's not going to work. Hold on. Let me start again. 241. Oh, I was doing 341. 241. Which is connected to the DC line, which rules a killer. Wait a minute. What am I doing? 241. Yeah, 241. Right here.
Mom, don't you have to cook the turkey tonight?
No, I'm going to put it in early in the morning. Like, probably like at like 4 in the morning.
4?
Yeah.
So you're gonna take it before you do that?
Well, I'm going to go to sleep and then set the alarm. I have everything, like, ready. I just need to, you know.
Sweet potato pie.
Yes, there's sweet potato pie in there.
You making macaroni?
Yes, I'm going to make mac and cheese too.
Want me to help you?
If you want to help me, I would be ecstatic. Yes, I would love it. All right, so that line of Saturn is really, really kind of really doing it for me here. Like, I'm really excited about that line of Saturn, guys. Because it connects her, possibly like her body moving in between these two maps, right? You know, that can't be a coincidence. It's just so weird. But I mean, she really could be on the moon line. She could be. It's just another situation where I have a map where the killer, where the, you know, of course he's innocent until proven guilty, but where the possible killer drove all around, and I'm trying to basically track him, you know? And it is retracing her steps, so we know we have a valid map. You know? Things are matching up. The line is right on that party line. It goes right near her work. And the line of Saturn takes me right over to, you know, this other area here. This other town that he was seen on CCTV footage. So, I mean, he could have dropped evidence or hid something all along this line here. He did a lot of driving that day. And it seems like he did all this after he dropped his daughter off. He did all this driving, guys. Look at that. To get to this other, he probably would have taken this road here to get to this other town. So in here, there's all this park area in here, back roads. He probably followed this in to get to the Home Depot and eat a burger. And then he went to this trash heap place. Oops. There's a big lake here, Bourne Lake. So he may have been seen on this trash CCTV footage, but he could have dumped her remains or gotten rid of something else in this area up here as well. And this is the moon line for the next day. Which again takes me near this creek and this lake. Ranger Creek. This line of Saturn follows this highway. So that's crazy, guys. This guy has psychic serial killer mentality. He's blaming her for his actions even when she's gone. Yeah, that is so sad. Maybe it's an arm only Gemini. Maybe that's why I feel throwing my arm over a hill that has no road or trails below. Yeah. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I forgot to tell everybody that. Happy Thanksgiving, Aggie. Happy Thanksgiving. This is called Frontage Road, this highway here. It's taking me back over this Cibolo Creek, Easter Creek. Very interesting. It's her little life. It's the last moments of her life, you know, the last 2 days of her life, the position of the planets before she went missing. It's kind of sad, actually. All right, so tomorrow night we'll come in and we'll map out the rest of it. It'll take me another hour, you know, to do it. I don't want to hold you guys up too late. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Thanks for giving me a chance. And look, this goes right through Woodlawn Lake here. Does Woodlawn Lake look like a heart? I mean, I'm looking at lake. I feel like she's out in the open. Libra does rule like sandy soil. Like dirt that's got sand mixed in it, or farmland even, out in the open air, exposed to the air, you know, exposed to the elements, places where there's birds, places where there's cell phone towers, places where there is towers, or like there's like the name of twinning is in her, in an area where she might be, like an actual twin name might be in an area that she's at, and or something to do with flight, because Libra is an air sign, so that rules airports, airplane, airstrips, places that have hill in it, like Terrell Hills, like something like that. Something that has the name Hill in it, you know? Like this here says North Shearer Hills. Hills is rules, air signs, like hilly areas where birds would be flying around, or airplanes, things like that. And then it also does rule like sandy, dirty soil. So she could be near water or in soil. But the dirt wouldn't be like thick brown dirt. It would be kind of like this, right? Like, it's kind of like mixed with dirt and sand, I would say. That's the kind of feeling that I'm getting. I can double check the book real quick before we go. Let me just double check the book real quick. Yeah. So Libra, as an air sign, governs places that are exposed to wind and air and high off the ground. Outdoors, this includes places where the air is fresh and cool, such as on top of mountains or along hillsides. It also rules windmills, places that deal with processing wind and wind power. Traditionally, it is said to rule places where birds are hunted. Think birds that fly, and where hawking is practiced, whether in sport or for entertainment. Libra also rules flying and floating objects such as balloons, planes, and missiles, and rules the Air Force bases, airports, and high communication towers. Because Libra is known to rule tall trees and open spaces, so she could be in a wooded area that's got tall trees. It is also given the rulership over sandy and gravelly ground, saw pits, lumber mills, places where wood is cut or stored, and to barns and outhouses that lie away from other dwellings. So an outhouse, she could be stored in an outhouse or on the side of an outhouse, sandy soil where there's tall trees. Libra is also considered to represent weapons that fly through the air, such as bows and arrows and bullets. So, however, Libra mostly describes sharp objects like a knife, something light with a sharp blade, even where other air signs may not. The presence of Libra in an angular and body locator chart is clue that the body may be out in the open, exposed to the air. And she's in a fire sign, so she's in a house that rules fire, but still, I mean, she could be exposed to the elements, guys. So I'm getting better. I didn't even have to read the book, and I pretty much nailed everything she said and that describes a Libra. So I'm getting better, where I don't even, maybe there'll be a day that I don't have to look it up to double check for you guys, and I'll just be able to rattle it off my head. I hope to be able to be that knowledgeable one day. It is weird. Like, I am getting, see, like all this Alamo Heights, things that say Heights in it, like that's all Libra to me. Hills, Heights, Lake, Beacon Hill, North Shearer Hills, anything that says hill. Look, Lock Hill, Castle Hills, Lock Hill Estates, anything that, that has height in it. And there's a lot around here. Castle Forest Hills, rules trees, things like that, right? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. That's kind of how the astrology talks to us and like leaves us clues. But it is, I think I am getting better with the astrology because people ask me questions and I'll just start rattling stuff off, like, or I'm like, holy shit, how do I even know that? You feel like she's up a hill, a hike up a hill as well? Okay. All right. Thanks, Gemini. Sending love to you too, sweetly. So I do think I'm getting, a little bit more knowledgeable, because when people ask me questions, or like, I'm breaking down their chart or doing something for them, I catch myself and I know way more than I think I do. Like I have more knowledge than what I thought. So let's just pull an outcome card and see what we get for Susan. Let's just see what we get. Give me an outcome card for Susan with half of the astrology that we've done so far. I mean, it is going to take me I'll probably have it finished up for you guys tomorrow night. But I mean, we are doing 2 maps at once, so it does take some time. But I want to make sure I cover both days, October the 6th and October the 7th. I want to know where the planets were for October the 6th, and I want to know where the planets were for October the 7th. I hope that makes sense. I think that's the wisest thing to do with all the driving that he's done. So, I mean, okay. Give me an outcome card. I think we're going to get some luck. Oh, that card just went flying. Somebody was going through some type of a withdrawal, some type of an addiction here. Maybe he's going through some type of a pill addiction or something. Allegedly. Give me an outcome card for Susan. Libation. So, I mean, people are praying for her. People are giving donations. People are, sending in gifts, I would say. There's an outpour of love for her in the community. Give me an outcome card for Susan Simpson, please. Will we find her? Will we find her? Yeah, it was in October. October the 6th. October the 6th is when the neighbor heard the screaming and saw them fighting outside. And then October the 7th, early in the morning, is when he's seen with all that. Yeah, we're going to get lucky. I keep getting luck. That card keeps wanting to pop out. So I do think we're going to find her. Aw. Wow. I got evidence. So we're going to find evidence. So luck with evidence, guys. Look at these 2 cards here. I mean, I think the cards are trying to tell us something. Luck and evidence. And that she was bullied. Or maybe there might be some bullying online between the families. I hope not. I mean, because honestly, this is devastating for both families. Like, I feel bad for his family, too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I feel bad for the kids. I feel horrible for everyone involved. This is devastating. This is a family, and this is just devastating. But I do think we're going to get some luck. And that he may have been going through withdrawal, and that's why he lost his head. Like, he may have just snapped and lost his mind. There's an outpouring of love, and people are praying. There's religion involved because people are praying to hope to find her. We're going to have evidence, and we're going to have luck involved in this evidence. So we're going to get lucky. Bottom of the deck. Somebody has made a vow to find her. So people have made a vow to bring her home, which is good. All right. I hope this was helpful. Of course, I don't want to, I'm not doing these videos to try to get clicks and views or anything like that. I really am trying to find them and, pray that they are found. I mean, of course, we want to keep hope alive, but it doesn't look good. The astrology doesn't look good, especially, with Algol in the house of endings, with Uranus there. That's It doesn't look good. I got chaos at the home. This is an asteroid named Chaos. I mean, it's exactly what it means. Chaos at the home. Mars is in Cancer here at the 2nd degree, which can rule like your possessions, your home, your real estate, your property, things that you own. So Mars is the planet of, it's the bloody planet. It's the planet of war. It's the planet of weapons. It's the planet of attacks. It's the planet of violence, anger, arguing, conflict in Cancer. So that's conflict in family with chaos there. It just doesn't look good. It really doesn't look good, guys. It just doesn't. So we could find her 2 miles away, to 20 miles away, to 7 miles away. I could push 2.6, but I'm not sure about that. I might do 1 more mile marker of 2.6, but 2 miles out, 7 miles out she could be. These are just little hints and clues. Or there could be evidence at these places. Or a cell phone could ping. Or he's caught on CCTV camera 7 miles out. Or he's caught on CCTV camera, 2 feet away. Or 2.0 miles out. Or 20 miles out. He's caught on camera somewhere, right? It can work like that too. It's just little clues that the astrology gives us. And then I also look inside the chart for degrees to see if anything's speaking to me with inside the chart as well for mile markers. And 26, 7, and 2.0, 20. Because her par of fortune is 20 degrees, and her root of the matter is at 20 degrees down here. So this is the sun, moon, and AC line, and this is the root of the matter is at 20. So that's why I picked 20. I hope that makes sense. All right, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your day. Blessings to you all. Take care of one another. Be kind to one another. And thanks again for being kind to me. I love you all. Blessings. Bye-bye now.